You're listening to Brandon Sports Talk, interviewing professional athletes and Paralympians and Olympians. And now for your professional athlete interview and your host, Brandon P.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege of interviewing the former NFL football player Tony Collins. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you want to get started in playing in professional football?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Say that again.
Can you talk about how you knew that you want to get started in playing in professional football?
Yeah, man. I was so you got to understand. I'm from a big family. I'm from a family of 16, nine boys, seven girls, and we all played football. I grew up in this little small town in upstate New York, about 50 miles outside south of Rochester, New York. Town is a town called Penn, New York, out on Keeper Lake, and we grew up there. And it was a football town. It was a football town then. It's a lacrosse town now, but it was a football town then, and they had some good football teams there. All my older brothers, they played football, and I wanted to play football just like them. And at the age of 9 or 10, I think I went to my mom and my dad, and I told them, I said, I said it just like this. I don't know why I said it like this. I said, I am going to play in the NFL. And my mom said, son, that's what you want to do, you can do anything you want. You put your mind to it. And so that was it. At 9 years old, I wanted to be an NFL football player.
What was that experience like going to college and going to ECU?
Oh man, it was pretty special. Going to ECU, I got to tell you, the only reason I went to ECU was because of a man named Pat Dye. I don't know if you heard of Pat Dye before. He coached Auburn. Just a great coach. He was like my second father when I left home. But I had signed a letter of intent to go to the University of Florida. That's big time school, and so I went down to University. I got to tell you this story. So. Um, I get on the plane for the very first time to go to University of Florida, and I'm really excited. I'm more excited about getting on the plane than I am to go see the college. To be totally honest with you, because I've never been on a plane before, and so I get on the plane, everything's fine. I get down to University of Florida, Gainesville, and man, it's beautiful. It's their colors are orange and blue. My high school colors is orange and blue, so it's a perfect match, right? So I signed 11 to. I go back home, everything's all set. I'm going to University of Florida. So your senior year, you get 5 official visits. And University of Florida was my fourth visit. I had one more visit to take, but I wasn't going to go because I'm going to Florida. Uh, Come Monday, I get a phone call from Pat Dye from East Carolina University. Mind you, I've never heard of Pat Dye before. I never heard of East Carolina before. And Pat Dye calls me up on the phone. He said, "We see you have another visit. Would you like to come to East Carolina?" I was like, "East Carolina?" I was like, "Are you guys gonna fly me?" And they said, "Yeah, we're gonna fly us." I was like, "Hell yeah, I get on an airplane again." The only reason I went to East Carolina was to get on the airplane for the second time in a week. That's the only reason. And I got down there, man, and this is what Pat Dye said to me. He said, "Son, if you come here, you'll get an opportunity to play, and you will get an opportunity to play in the NFL." And boy, that was all he had to say. I got on the phone. I called my mom and my dad. I said, "I don't want to go to Florida anymore. I want to go to East Carolina." They was like, "What? Are you crazy? Get your butt on the plane and come on back home. We'll talk it over." But they could not convince me. I was Pat Dye when he spoke those words, man. I wanted to play for him, and that the rest is history.
What was that experience like for you getting put on that ECU purple and gold?
Oh man, I tell you, my freshman year I didn't play a lot, but I played. I played a little bit, but it was very exciting, man. I didn't know how much tradition it was down there in East Carolina, but there's a lot of tradition down there. We play some good football down there. We had we had a lot of great players come out of East Carolina. Um, you know. just it's a it's a school now that everybody has heard of before. But back in 1977, nobody heard of East Carolina before, and so we're pretty much on the map. And it was a great experience playing for Pat Dye. I have to say that he was the reason I went to East Carolina, and I'll never regret making that decision.
In 1981, what was that experience like for you going to the draft and getting drafted into the NFL for the Patriots?
Man, it's it's a dream come true. It's something that you've been working on all your life, pretty much. Well, it was all my life. I've been working on it ever since I was 9 years old, doing things to prepare myself to, running up hills, running down hills, and being in the weight room, being on the field early, being on the field last, being on the field first. Just one of my things that my dad used to always tell us: if you want to be the best, you can't do what other people are doing. You always have to do extra if you want to be the best. Now, if you want to be just a regular guy, you just do what the regular guys do. And so I wanted to be the best, and I was pretty much a fanatic in football. I mean, I always did the extra because I wanted to be the best. I think one of the greatest things that happened for me was my freshman year in high school, and I got to tell you, my oldest brother, one of my oldest brother, he was the only person during that era that played on the varsity football team his freshman year in high school. So of course I wanted to do the same thing like he did, and come out freshman year, try out for the varsity team. I thought I did really good. Come the next day, I'm on JV, and I'm so disappointed, man. I'm just totally I wanted to be just like my brother. I wanted to make varsity my freshman year, and but after I didn't make varsity my freshman year, I worked my butt off. I mean, and I said this will never happen again. I will never get cut from a team or not make a team because I'm not prepared. And I just worked hard, and I think that was the best thing for me because that made me work harder and doing the things that I needed to do. And like I said, man, it was a dream come true. You know, you're watching the NFL draft. You know, I was watching it back then on my 12-inch black and white TV in my dorm room, and I see my name come across the screen, and it was very exciting, very exciting.
For you, what was that feeling like putting on that jersey for the first time and having your name on the back of it?
Oh man, that playing for the Patriots, when I first got drafted by them, I thought I was going to get drafted by the Redskins because they were one of the teams that were really interested in me and whatever. But I thought I was going to get drafted in the 4th or the 5th round, so it didn't matter. But the Patriots took me in the 2nd round, and they drafted me to return kicks because East Carolina had run back a few kickoffs, and that was one of my things that I did. And they had Vegas Ferguson, who they had drafted the number 1 guy the year before I got there. So he was the number 1 running back. They had Horace Ivory, who was the number 2 running back. And I was the number 3 running back, Tony Collins, coming in 81. But in my mind, I'm the number 1 running back. They just don't know it yet. But I again, it's the same thing. I worked my butt off through training camp, and I knew that as a third string running back, you're not going to get a lot of reps. So I had to every rep I had to make sure that I didn't make any mistakes. So I did a lot of studying. The guys would go out and to have beers and stuff after practice. I would stay in my dorm room studying because I cannot make a mistake. But I had a real good camp, and this is how it went. First week of training camp, I'm the first one on the field, last one off the field. Second week of training camp, I'm the first one on the field, last one off the field. I know Steve Rogan, I was probably bugging the hell out of him because I kept telling him to stay after and throw me passes out of the backfield. It's Steve Rogan now. He'd probably say, where's this kid coming from? But he was very nice. He did it. Not every day, but he did it some days. But here's the thing. The third week of training camp, Vegas Ferguson goes down with an ankle. I can't remember what it was. And so I moved up to the second string running back. Now, Horace Ivory is the first string running back. The last week of training camp, Horace Ivory gets hurt. I'm the number 1 running back to start the season off. and it happened. I was prepared. I was ready, and I got Rookie of the Year that year. And again, like the rest is history.
What was that feeling like going into the Super Bowl and playing with the Patriots in the Super Bowl?
Oh man, I tell you, I think we're coming up on our anniversaries pretty soon. We had I guess I'll talk about the Super Bowl, but it wasn't so much the Super Bowl. It was the guys. It was the guys who got us to the Super Bowl. First, I give all the credit in the world to Raymond Berry. Without him being the head coach of that team, I don't think we would have made it to the Super Bowl because the way he prepared us, and it's so many things I have to go about. But he was the key to us getting to the Super Bowl because we did some things because of him. When Ron Myers left and he came in, man, I would run through a wall for Raymond Berry. He's that type of coach. He's that type of person, and it was really exciting getting there. It was exciting. You know, during the playoffs, we had to go up to New York, beat them. Had to go out to L.A. Nobody thought we were going to go out there L.A. to beat them. And then the AFC Championship game, we hadn't won down to Miami in I don't know how many years. So nobody expected us to go to the Super Bowl because, you know, the big thing was they wanted the Dolphins and the Chicago Bears to go to the Super Bowl because the Miami Dolphins was the only team that year to beat Chicago Bears in regular season. They had only lost one game, so everybody wanted to see that matchup. But we didn't want to see that matchup. And man, it was great getting there. The AFC Championship game was probably one of the best games we played as a team as a whole. Man, it was just fantastic. Feeling that you never forget.
For you, what were some of your favorite memories and moments during the Super Bowl?
Not many moments in the Super Bowl, man, because we didn't play well. We did not play well at all. But I tell you what, I had some moments during the regular season in my career. Getting to the Super Bowl was probably one of the best feelings because we achieved so much as a team. As an individual, I would have to say my game against the Jets. I mean, I think I still got the record still standing today. 212 yards, 23 carries, and 3 touchdowns, and running behind John Hannon, Pete Brock, Ron Wooten, Ryan Holloway, Shelby Jordan. Man, it was pretty neat that day because you know everything seemed pretty. I mean, every hole seemed really big to run through, but it was a great day. 212 yards. Yeah.
What was that experience like signing with the Indianapolis Colts and getting to play with them for a season?
That was not good, but that was one of the things that was during my downfall. I went through some things, made some bad choices after the Super Bowl, made some really bad choices. And I talk to this about to kids all the time. Life's all about choices. The better choices you make, the better off you're going to be. And going to playing for Ron Myers. Ron Myers had left and went to Indianapolis and was going to go there, and it just didn't work out at all. For a few reasons, I was not in a good place, and it was an experience that I remember. It's an experience that I won't forget because I never want to feel that way. Never want to be in that position ever again.
For you, what was that experience like going and representing the Miami Dolphins?
It was pretty cool playing for the Dolphins, man. I got to play with some really cool guys like Dan Marino, coming out of the backfield, catching balls from him. And also being coached by Don Shula is pretty cool too. Both of those are Hall of Famers. So it was New England. My heart is still in New England. I would love to. One of the things that I'm believing, I'll just tell you this. One of the things that I'm believing for is that one day I'll be in the New England Patriot Hall of Fame. That's my goal for football now, and so we're gonna see if that to happen.
For you, what were some of your favorite memories and moments playing alongside Dan Marino?
The Dan is a pretty cool character on the field and off. But I tell you what, one of the things that I know for a fact is Dan Marino don't like when you drop his balls. When he throws you a ball and you should catch it, you can catch it. I've seen him get pretty upset with a lot of receivers, a lot of guys. I didn't drop none of his balls, thank God. I was only there for one season, but one was the thing that was real funny for me, man. He dropped one of his balls that you should catch. Well, he's gonna let you.
What was that transition like going from the NFL to the AFL?
Arena Football League was just something that I didn't. I was actually going to coach arena football when I signed up for it. Then I said, "Man, I can still play," and I did. It was a fun game. Actually, it was really a fun game, to be honest with you. A lot of scoring, but it wasn't NFL, but it was just a stepping stone, just to keep on going. That's all.
As an NFL player, what has it been like getting to represent different organizations throughout your football career?
Well, one of the things that I've been doing, I have a foundation now, and my foundation, we used to have a lot of tournaments. Not having tournaments anymore. Can't be doing all that. Getting old now, 66 years old. So, but one of the things that I love doing is giving back. I got an opportunity to write a book and tell my whole story in my book, and it's been helping a lot of people. It's called A Broken Road: Turning My Mess into a Message, and that's one of the things that I want to do, man. I want to help as many people as possible. I always thought my goal in life and my destiny in life was to play in the NFL. That was part of it, but it was more of helping somebody, and God allowed me to go through everything I went through. Should be dead, but He allowed me to go through everything I went through in order for me to give back, and that's what I'm doing with my book and my foundation, and just being a giver. My mom and my dad, they always told us to be givers, and that's what I'm doing right now, just giving back.
What are some of the similarities and differences between when you played football in the NFL to today's football?
The differences, they used to knock us out back then. How about that? You don't get knocked out too much anymore in the NFL because they're protecting players, which is good. That's the difference. That's the difference. It was a rough sport back then. I mean, as far as I think about some of the guys, and I'm going through the same thing with the head injuries and different things like that. We didn't know. We didn't know when you get knocked out and they give you the smelling sauce and tell you to get back in the game. You back in the game when you got a concussion, and then you play next week and you got a concussion. You got your head is ringing from last week. You're not going to tell anybody because you want to play. And so that's how it was, man. And guys did that. That's what we did. You can play with a concussion. That's what we thought, because we just didn't want to sit out. And some of the guys, aren't doing too well, man. And but that's the biggest thing now. They're protecting the guys, and they should, because I'm gonna tell you, it's kind of scary, but at the same time, I'm believing God that I'm gonna be okay.
What is that feeling like, getting to live out your dream of playing NFL football?
Oh man, like I said before, it's your dream come true. If you've been believing for something for years, and you're working hard at it, and people are telling you, man, I don't think you can make it. It's too big of a thing. I remember when God said that, that you got 2001 chance to make it to the NFL coming out of Penn Yan. And my response to him was, so you're saying I got a chance, huh? And that's how it was. I just knew I was going to make it, and in order for me to do what I did, and all the hard work and all the things I went through, man, it was like I said, it's a dream come true. It's a feeling that you can't describe. You're like you're on top of the world, and nothing can bring you down. You know.
How is that like getting to meet your fans and having them ask for your autographs and photos with you?
Oh yeah, it's a fun time. It's a fun time. The fans love it, and I love giving back, and that's what it's all about. All about giving back. That's what it's all about.
What is that experience like getting to see them wearing your jersey with your name on the back?
It's pretty cool, man. When I see people with my jersey on, so I don't see it a whole lot, because I'm not a famous guy, but when I do see it, it's pretty cool.
What does it mean to you to be an NFL football player?
What does it mean to me to be an NFL football player? To me, it's a lot of hard. It was a lot of hard work, and I'm so thankful that I got the opportunity to be an NFL football player, and now I'm at a position in my life where I can give back.
What are some of your future goals moving forward from after playing?
I got two goals. One goal is to make it in the New England Patriot Hall of Fame, and my other goal is to live to 100 years old.
What advice would you give those college athletes looking to get started in playing in college football?
Four things. Number one, control your thoughts. Law of attraction. What you think about the most will come to you. Control your thoughts. What you think about the most will come to you. Number two, it's all about choices. The better choices you make, the better off you're going to be. Make good choices. Number three, if you want to be the best, you can't do what everybody else is doing. You got to work hard. You got to outwork everybody. And number four, obey your mother and father. The Bible says if you obey your mother and father, he will give you favor. We all need favor.
What advice would you give those college football players transitioning into the NFL or CFL?
Same thing. The same thing I just said. Four things.
What advice would you give those football players that are transitioning from playing football to life after football?
I tell you what, be prepared, man. Prepare yourself. I wasn't prepared. My rookie season, my first 3-4 years in the league, I'm just living a life, man. I'm loving, not saving money. I'm just living. These guys, we weren't making as much as those guys are making today. But I tell you what, you can only play this game for so long, and the average player plays only maybe 4 years. So save as much money as you can.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you on social media?
You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok. It's Tony Collins, BWYB. My book is out there on Amazon, or you can just hit me up on Facebook, and you can order the book. If you want a signed autograph, you can give them Amazon, but it won't be signed. When you hit me up, I can sign it for you and get it out to you.
Thank you again, Tony Collins, for your interview, and best luck in your future.
Thanks, Brandon. Take care, man.
Thank you. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Tony Collins, for your interview, and best luck in your future.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.